All right. Hey guys, it's Cmixx, Magic of Reality. I know I haven't been around in a minute. Kind of took a step back, more of a rebirth, kind of, in a sense. Been changing a lot of things in life, upgrading things, and just kind of tying up loose ends before the end of the year. It's December 2015. We're a couple of days away from Christmas. Well, probably about 4 or 5 days. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys, just get back in touch, start the vlog back up, go over some of the things I'm planning on doing for next year, some of the things that we've accomplished this year, and just try to show you guys that you can do anything that you want to do, and it's exactly what we do here. So there's a big craze going on right now out here. There's San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley, a lot of tech people. So there's a lot of competition, high competition, a lot of people around. Everyone's willing to work long hours, do what the next guy's not willing to do. And that we need to do no matter what. We need to always be willing to go the extra mile, do the extra thing, even if you're not getting paid for it or compensated for it or it directly benefits you. Ties into like karma, that sort of thing. So, what I do want to talk about is time management, executing things. Now, when we execute meaningless tasks, we check them off our list. It makes us feel good, like, oh, look at all this stuff I got done. But how much of that stuff is actually, perpetuating you closer towards your goal? Now, we have a lot of people around us every day. We have a lot of people around us every day. For better or for worse, we're influenced. We're influenced by our past. We're influenced by family, by outside circumstances. So the one thing that you have control over is your mind, your mental state, your body, and what you choose to do with your time. We all only have 24 hours in a day. It's a fact. So when you start breaking down your day, think of it like your bank account. Go back through, look at all those purchases you made. Break down, where did you spend your money? Where did that, say you had a direct deposit, $2,000 paycheck come in your account. A week and a half later, it's down to like 500 or whatever. So you go back through, figure out where did all that 1,500 go to. So that's what I want you to think of 24 hours in a day. Go back through, take stock of what you did yesterday. What did you spend hours doing? Where did the bulk of your time go to? And, look at that on a weekly scale, look at that on a monthly scale, on a yearly scale, and start seeing where a lot of your time is going. Now, the bulk of our time is going to go to our jobs, or to your jobs. That being said, you want to do something that you're going to enjoy, obviously. And then it's less of a job, more of occupying your time with things you enjoy or that you're passionate about. And ideally getting paid for that as well. So, we have a lot of obstacles every day. And direct focus is being one of them. So back to my example of all the tech bubble, the Silicon Valley, all that stuff going on out here. There's a lot of high-paced competition. And on top of that, just money in itself. You know, rents are going up astronomically out here. Parking's ridiculous. I opt not to go to the city after a certain hour because you're going to spend hella time looking for parking or paying ridiculous amounts for parking. San Francisco's only so big. I personally feel like the bubble is going to burst soon, probably this year in 2016, but it's neither here nor there. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So we're surrounded by all these high-paced, talented, eager competition. So we have to set ourselves apart from the pack. And it's just like being an Olympic competitor. You know, you're going to do everything that you can to squeeze every little ounce out of your potential and your talent. Because that's what the next guy's doing. And you can't sell yourself short. So, we have 24 hours in a day. We have a finite amount of time on Earth. The way we choose to use our hours each day and how densely we can make those hours count and what we can accomplish is on a macro scale. When you zoom out and look at it on a broader sense, that's what's going to get us results quicker. Whether that's trying to learn something, working out, going to the gym, building a business. And even if it's a hobby, like say you're building a car, you know what I mean? It's going to get done a lot quicker if you work on it 4 to 5 times a week rather than just once or twice a week, you know, maybe on the weekends. So break that down now to a hour by hour daily breakdown, and then break that down to the minute. Now, what are you really doing? How much of that time are you sitting there in the chair thinking about what you're going to do next, or about to go do something but getting caught up on your phone for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, seeing what that next post is from, you know, Sally's Instagram or whatever? Who cares? Is that helping you get to your end goal? Most likely not. Anyway, that's kind of my take with sports. You know, there's many people out there who make money off of sports, and that's great. And, you know, more power to you. Hope you make a lot of money this year. But the majority of sports fans aren't making money. They're spending their whole entire weekends revolving their schedule around the sports, this and that. They're taking their time out to give that to the sports spectating rather than giving that to their improving their life or their family's life or their well-being. So it's kind of about prioritizing what's more important to you, what is it, what's your end goal, what are you trying to achieve, and then work backwards from that, see how you can make that happen quicker. Fat water, by the way, another bulletproof product. If you don't know about bulletproof, I made a post a few months ago, bulletproof coffee. Just Google it. And so, back to the time thing, you really want to focus on one thing, maybe 2 things at most in the day. Like, really focus on achieving something worth achieving. Don't make a laundry list of 15, 20 things just so you can check them off and be like, wow, look at all this I got done today. You know, so that's that. Next, we want to talk about allowing yourself to have the things you want to have. And this boiling down to money. Because Money allows us to do what we want to do when we want to do it. And really, it only gets to that point when we have an abundance of money. You know, if you're just getting by, it doesn't really allow you to do those things or allow you to do whatever you want to do. So, everything I'm talking about in the vlog on this channel is steps towards, including my journey as you see me progress, towards an abundance of life. And that's what our clothing brand is, Grants. Get rich and never die satisfied. And when I say rich, I don't just mean $100 bills. I'm talking about rich in life, abundance, rich in friends, family, love, of course, money, just happiness. So, money doesn't buy you happiness, money doesn't provide happiness, but money helps to push a lot of the bullshit out of the way that would normally bring us stress, that would occupy our time to not enjoy other things in life. So money is important, and it's just about how you frame it and what you base your morals around. Now, this goes back to that saying, money is the root of all evil. This is a misconception. Greed is the root of all evil. So, when you walk around with that mindset, and that's been publicly drilled into our heads, money is the root of all evil. You know, you see that on movies, your parents tell you that, reading in books, whatever. So we're constantly exposed, we're brought up with that mentality. Now that scares people subconsciously, feeling like if they go out and get a lot of money, they're a bad person, or they're gonna look bad to their affiliate, to their friends and families and peers that aren't getting money on their level. So they feel bad, or they feel guilty. And I, in retrospect, can see myself being affected by this. And it wasn't until I became aware of it and focused on increasing my wealth, not just financially, but abundance in life. And that's where, like I said, our clothing line, that's what that stands for, and that's what we promote. We just did a big party out in San Francisco a couple nights ago. It was a great success. A lot of people. Live band performed with Allier Johnson, one of the artists that work here at Magic City Studios. He's part of Grands too. Check him out. He's really, really good. And then Leo the Youth, he performed too. He's part of Grands. We had our clothes on display there. We sold a bunch of stuff. Sold out of some stuff. So it was a great night. Everyone had a great time. It was a good vibe. No violence. No funny business. So we had a great show. Thanks for everyone who came out. Irk the Jerk, he DJ'd. He performed with Allier. Gully, he did a great show. And everyone else. So check out what we do on Grands. Go to our Instagram, Grands Lifestyle. And all in all, it's just about having a higher quality of life. And it's not trying to brag or be like, yeah, get rich, make as much money as you can. It's not like that. It's about being rich in life. And yes, money is an aspect of that, but it's not the only aspect. And it's a component, It's like if you want to be a bodybuilder, you can't just go to the gym. You have to eat right. You have to eat extra protein. You have to eat 7 meals instead of 3 meals. So it's like, it's a component of that niche success you're trying to achieve. So wealth and abundance in life, money is a component of that. It's like having a diet for the bodybuilder. You can't have a great life and not have, your financial life in order. So, that being said, it always comes back to balance. And I'm not trying to tell you to base your importance on money, on how much you can make, on if you're making more than the next guy. It's about how you're making it. Are you enjoying the way that you're making it? And that right there might be a trade-off, I know I would prefer to make less money doing something that I preferred or working for myself rather than making more, going to a job that I despise going to that caused me anxiety or twisted my stomach into knots on my way into work. I'd rather take the pay cut and have that peace of mind, better well-being, better state of mind. And this is what I'm saying is balance. That's where people who go seeking a high-paying job, and that's one of their only requirements, and they're willing to sacrifice their 60, 70, 80, 90 hours a week to this job, they're totally out of balance in the rest of their life. And I don't care who you are or what you say you do, unless you are balancing things. If you're just going to work 90 hours a week straight, you're not balancing things. So you're lacking in one department or the other. Now, this brings up another good point, which is we enter negotiations unsaid throughout our days and weeks, and whenever we agree to do something or take a job or offer our time, we're trading our time for whatever compensation comes from that. Now, whether that be money, maybe it might be a favor, helping a friend out, but you feel like, okay, they've helped me out in the past, I owe this to them. Or maybe you don't owe that to them. Maybe you're just a good person. You're like, maybe they can help me someday, maybe not. If not, they need some help right now. I got you. So whatever the motive may be. So we're literally trading our time for value. Now, like I said, not not always money, I'm in here. This is the studio here, Magic City. This is one of the recording rooms. I might be in here working and I have people come in. My brother's, he works in the other studio room in the front. He might come in and ask me some questions or something. Now, I'm willing to take the time out of my day, stop what I'm doing, talk to him, give him some knowledge, give him some tips, some help, whatever the case may be. So I just took, even though it's a small amount, I just took some time out of my day, out of what I was doing, misdirected my focus to increase his value, even if it's a little bit. Now, I'm willing to do this with him because he's helping me out at the studio. He's young. He's learning. He needs to learn things properly. So I'm not just going to be like, go figure it out. And I actually do that. And when it's blatant or stupid questions, I sometimes will get mad at him. I'll be like, did you go Google it first, at least? Don't just come ask me. So there's a lot of trade-offs throughout the day where you're trading off your time for either a value going out or a value coming in, whether that's money or maybe you're trying to help something, to help a situation, add value to something. So when you take a job, whatever the job pays, you're willing to trade whatever time they ask you for whatever amount of money that they're willing to pay you. So if you go take a $50,000 a year job and they say, we need you to work 50 weeks a year, So you're literally trading your whole entire year for $1,000 a week. And that's including a 2-week vacation. Maybe you get paid, maybe you don't, maybe half, whatever. Average out, you're trading your time $1,000 a week. Now, what is that $1,000 buying you? You know, maybe you have a family, maybe you're single, maybe you're saving for a house, maybe you spend as much as you make or more. So you're always chasing your bills and your next paycheck. Who knows? So everyone's different, right? So we trade $1,000 a week for the whole year. Now, what could you have accomplished in that year if you didn't sell your time for 40 hours a week? Now we're just using the national average here, so it could easily be 50, 60 hours a week, especially when you factor in the commute. Figure you're commuting an hour each way, especially out here in the Bay Area. You know, not everyone can afford to live in San Francisco and just walk to work or jump on the bus. They've got to go live in Hayward or Livermore and take the BART and leave, 5:30 a.m. to get to work at 7 or 7:30. So, be fortunate sometimes, if you don't have to do that. I've had a job where I had a little over an hour commute each day, and it really just gouges the day, especially after an 8-hour workday. So look at don't just take the job out of desperation or out of thinking you need to because that's what you've been brought up as. Think of all the things you could do in that year, in those 50 to 52 weeks that you could do to make that money. Whether you start a business or something. So maybe you don't make money the first 6 months, first 7 months, whatever. But say you started some online Amazon business. I was just talking to one of my old bosses from years ago. He said his wife started selling stuff on Amazon, and she started just buying things, finding good deals on things, throwing them up on Amazon for regular cost. And she's already made over 10 grand already in a few months, I think. So my point being is you think you need this job. You think you need this job security. You go get the job, agree to come to work for $1,000 a week, right? So say you turn down the job, you go figure out something you can do on your own. Like I said, maybe you don't make money at first. Maybe it's going to be a struggle. Maybe you got to live off your savings. Maybe you got to live off your girlfriend. Whatever the case may be. That $50,000 is still attainable. You still have another 6 months, another 3 months, whatever. Like I said, my old boss's wife just made 10 grand off of Amazon in less than that time. So you multiply that by 5, bam, we're right there. 6 months, 50 grand. And you didn't sacrifice your time, your pride, your happiness, your commute. So all I'm saying is look into your other options. Don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to go against the grain. And that's the only way you're going to get ahead, really. If you do the same thing everyone else is doing, you're going to get the same results. And that's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. Not going to get anywhere with that. So when you learn that you can do more with less, then you'll be able to do less and get more. Makes sense? So really maximize your time. Don't sell yourself short. Hold value in the time that you do have. And prioritize. Don't work on things, on busy work, just to give yourself a sense of pride and accomplishment throughout the day. Just to check something off your list. Focus on the one, maybe 2 things that's really going to help you. Now, the last component to things that I was kind of talking about was the money. And you want to stay focused on always growing and getting more and more abundance, and that builds momentum. But the way to grow more money is your mindset, and that's what I was saying earlier. Is your mindset has been ingrained into us to feel like we're only allowed to deserve a certain amount of money, or that if we make or earn more than the status quo, that we somehow become a black sheep or frowned upon by the people we came up with, that we grew up with, or families or friends, whatever. And that's a lot of times there's two sides to the story, so whenever there's a big change involved, the people that were around that person who's changing, doesn't sit well with them, and they're gonna talk shit to that person and be like, oh, you've changed, or you're doing this different, or I remember you used to be like this, or whatever. And just be like, what, if I changed, you haven't changed. I'm glad I've changed. I don't want to be the same person year after year. So don't let other people or their thoughts or what you think they're thinking affect your mentality, because that's what's going to get you the difference between $1 million and $1 billion is your mentality. Okay, so follow us on the blog or on the Instagram, Grand's Lifestyle. Follow me, Cmixx, 2 X's. Website, magiccity510.com and grandslifestyle.com. And I'll probably be try to do a video a week now. Got a lot on my plate right now. I can't do the one a day. I don't want to say I can't, but right now it's not in the cards for me to put the pressure on myself to put one a day out. And I feel like I can get you one a week and get a much more densely packed punch in a sense, so get more out of it hopefully. And then I'll slice them up into smaller videos so I can take the key points out, but I'll still upload the full video. So that being said, thanks for watching. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe, share, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. I'd love to interact some more. So till next time, have a great time. See you.